once we're with Abby and we're in the truck, so that the first combat section for her part of the game is about to start, it's worth noting on Grounded that the main thing that you want to do here is kill as many Seraphites as you can, because the more you kill, the more health you get back. And it's going to put you in a better starting position for the Home Depot section.
They were waiting for us.
So,
what do you think we're doing?
The quickest way to do that is to headshot the horses. If not, then
Just keep coming.
2 shots to the front to the rider or 2 shots to the horse should also result in a kill. And then if you feel enough that the light around your control pad is still yellow and hasn't gone into orange or red, then you're in a much better position than...
You okay?
Obviously, if it was either of those, that means you're in much lower health.
How far away from the fog?
You do start with 2 med kits, so you may want to use one before the Home Depot fight itself. But if you don't want to until after that's done, then the more you kill, the better position you'll be in for that. Once you're inside the hardware store, you can, between now and the first workbench, get enough parts that you can add a scope to your rifle if you want to use that to do a kill-all approach in the Trainyard. If you're doing that, then as a rule of thumb, you want to pick up about 21 parts in this section here, between those that are here and those that are on the shelves at the end by where the runners are. A further 10 parts in the section where you have the main fight, and then enough parts after that in the section afterwards, the garden center, to take you up to about 77 parts. From there, once you pick up some additional parts inside the boat workshop, you will have more than enough to do the scope. That's not something I'm going to be doing now. I'll just mention it because it is a favored strategy of a lot of people. There are 3 infected in this first area, which we can stealth kill if we so wish. Or alternatively,
Lots of places to hide in here.
we can simply sprint past. And once we climb up onto here and then jump over, they effectively disappear as we go into the next section.
Hang on!
Guys!
You don't have to shoot this clicker, as Alice will always save you. And as long as you've got a bottle and a melee weapon, the way I like to approach this if you're going to fight is to immediately push to the right around the clicker, bottle, and strike. And then get yourself in an open area where you can shoot any approaching runners. And basically keep moving. Shoot as you need to. Use the bricks and the melee weapons to take care of the clickers. There is another melee weapon here. And as long as you're fast in killing, you should end up with fewer enemies to face, as not all of the waves will spawn, and you'll end up with the once the shambler spawned in. It generally ends up being the last enemy. And as you can see, we didn't kill very many runners here, but those we killed quick.
Yes.
And spawned in the remaining waves fast. If that's not something you feel comfortable doing, because it can be very easy to get overwhelmed, then the other way to do this will be to kill a shambler quickly and then stand out of the way of the other enemies.
Lots of places to hide in here.
Now the way we want to do this will be by taking a different route than the one I've just shown you. Once we're over into the main section of the Home Depot.
Hang on!
Guys!
So instead, this time we're going to track to the left. And then we're going to go down the aisle where the shambler is. And then once it's dead, we're going to jump on this box in the corner. Colloquially known as cheese box. As from here, you can't be reached by any of the other enemies. And you can just wait out the fight. Though it is worth keeping an eye on Manny, as he does have a habit of getting plus sign. If you're doing this, it's worth taking out any clickers that get too close, in case you do need to jump down and save Manny.
Watch out, infected!
But other than that, you shouldn't have to use very much of that. As you can see, we've had to wait a little while longer, but at no point have we really been at risk. Now, it does look like one runner is stuck somewhere. That can happen. In fact, two runners are stuck. But once they're dead, we're free and clear.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
One note on killing the shambler. Let me get back to where we were and demonstrate this as bottling it and then hitting it with a melee weapon, as you saw, did kill it, but there are risks associated. So I'm going to explain this in a little bit more detail. We might do this a couple of times
Lots of places
just to
hide in
demonstrate.
Heads up!
Hang on!
Guys! they come!
Come on!
Now, this time when I go to the shambler, rather than do what I did before and immediately strike it, I'm going to throw the bottle, wait, and then as you see, the shambler basically immediately unstunned itself. That's the first risk that you have to deal with. And the second is that if you don't strike quick enough, it won't kill it. There's very specific movement required in striking and killing the shambler here. As you see from my inputs, the second the bottle leaves, I have pressed square. I've pressed square to strike before the bottle has hit the shambler, and that's what guaranteed the kill. If I hit it, if I don't press square in order to strike until after the bottle is hit, then the shambler will take the strike and still be alive. And obviously, as we saw before, there is also the risk that the shambler will unstun itself. So that move is very particular. If you don't feel confident in doing that, you can instead craft a pipe bomb in order to stun the shambler with that. But obviously be aware of being too close to the explosion, or throwing it when the shambler is about to explode acid, as the acid will instantly set off a pipe bomb rather than the pipe bomb bouncing and then exploding, which is more likely to kill you. But as long as you're aware of that, that's the quote-unquote safe way to deal with Home Depot. Which mostly just involves watching the carnage unfold and not really taking a role yourself. In order to get through the Trainyard mostly unscathed, we're going to follow the route that I'm about to lay out. Now, doing this efficiently does require silent prone dives, which we've covered in previous videos, but if you've not used them up to this point, the version of this without them is slower and takes a slightly different route than the one I'm about to show. So if you want to follow this route, it is recommended that you know what you're doing when it comes to silent prone dives first.
Okay, we'll follow the tracks. That'll get us back
But
on
anyway,
the main road to the fob.
we're going to run over to the left side.
Keep your eyes open.
And then once we reach this tree here, we're going to crouch. The dialogue that we're waiting for from the Seraphites is, "It doesn't matter." And that's when we'll throw our bottle distraction. And that should mean that the Seraphites to our right will be past here. And so we're not at risk of getting spotted. And then we want to move quickly using the silent pro dives. And the reason we want to move quick there is because we want to reach this guy before he gets to the longer grass. Stun him. And we're running over to the right. We might take a shot, but it doesn't matter. We should be able to come around here and then run straight up here. Now I'll do this again because there are some slight variations you can get. Whether you take a shot or not, there does vary. You might get lucky.
Kind of hard to imagine you being.
But the main variation
I'm not as fearless as you
is
think.
at the end.
Please. Like, I could never do the surgery stuff you do. Be too freaked out about fucking it up.
Where they lost us,
You think I don't feel the same
you
way?
might find a Seraphite
what it's worth.
waiting.
My dad always said you were his best student. He did? Oh,
So we're going to try and replicate that now.
come on. Okay, we'll follow the tracks. That'll get us back on the main road to the co-op. I know. Keep your eyes open.
So again, we're going to be throwing the bottle at the same point, and we should...
Quiet. Here comes more of them.
Better they fall to us, but I guess it doesn't matter. Each fallen wolf brings us closer to a better world. Now,
We shouldn't see any
keep eyes.
significant changes at the start of this strategy.
You see anything?
I think we're good.
Got wolves here! Don't let her escape!
And this time we didn't take damage, as you can see. Okay, so we didn't get the variation where the Seraphite woman hides by where we come out.
Guys, up this way!
If we do,
Track them down.
the main thing to do there is simply to strike her, because she's usually looking in the opposite direction to where you are, and then run past exactly the same route. And then once we are up top, we're going to want to go into the gas station shop on the right,
Find cover!
grab the bottle. We can grab this ammo and these health pickups. Quickly reload. Throw the bottle at the first woman who comes to the window. Shoot her in the head while she's stunned. And then point our rifle at the woman with the rifle on the roof. Pointing it at it usually means that she doesn't shoot at us. And then she'll get shot down by the WLF. And then we just wait till they're all dead. And it's over.
All clear. Come on, let's go before more of those freaks show up.
I love you guys.
Abby,
I'm gonna name all my children after you.
If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like and consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. Like the video that's just popped up, which YouTube thinks you should watch next. This is a Patreon and member supported channel, so if you want to become a member and unlock custom badges and emojis, early access to my videos, and your name in the credits, then click the join button below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.